I think what we're doing to the next generation is unconscionable.
Bruce Cannon-Gibney, author of A Generation of Sociopaths, How the Baby Boomers Betrayed America.
Today, millennials hold only around 5% of wealth in the US. Baby boomers hold over 44%. And when baby boomers were millennials' average age now, in 1989, they held 21%.
They're holding on to all the houses and all the money. You know, we have an article here, 80% of the stock market. 80% of the stock market is owned by elderly people, boomers.
Boomers were handed the world and they wasted it, and now they mock the youth for having to deal with this, with the ashes of their depravity.
The boomer economy is utterly over. If you're living your life as if you're gonna live like a boomer, I hate to break it to you, it's not gonna work out.
Okay, let's run through this article. 10 core values of the baby boomer generation. It's pretty funny. Funny in the sense that it's fucking terrible. But we're going to run through this. I have some decent data, some snippets, screenshots that I've collected over the past couple of days to help illustrate the wonderment that is this article. And who's this article written by? Sir Lawrence or retard Samuel, PhD. Okay? A boomer. So here we go. Here we go. 10 core values of baby boomers. Here we go. I'm going to just hop down here. I kind of want to skip the first one, to be honest. Knowledge. The boomer knowledge, the conventional wisdom of the elders. Go to school. Firm handshake. Wash your penis. Yeah. All the things that you need to survive in the 21st century. Do you have a good credit score, son? Are you winning, son? Yeah, knowledge. Because if there's one thing, long after the last boomer passes, that the ages will continue to whisper, was the knowledge that was bestowed upon us from the boomer generation. Moving on. Okay, reinvention. Yeah, they reinvented the shit out of a lot of things. They reinvented our whole future by fucking stealing it from us. All right, next. Just a quick rundown. Reinvention. Let's see. Starting off, sexual revolution, debt crisis. They probably knew about 9/11. They definitely knew about 9/11. Global war on terrorism, Patriot Act, great financial crisis, COVID, helicopter parents, while at the same time creating latchkey kids. Not even sure how that's freaking possible, man. Some might say they're alchemists, okay? Fucking magicians. Creativity. Well, it takes a lot of creativity to fuck things up as bad as they have. I agree with that, definitely. In fact, let me go ahead and just jump into some of these wonderful little snips that I got to show here. Here, the 1980s decade, and I have it capped on the right side with a 1990 medium home value just for a quick comparison. So 1980s, that decade, that era of the boomers was their kind of ascension. They were late 20s, early 30s, kind of going into that age of their life, you know, family creation, careers taking off, everything that we would like to have. Theirs was happening right on cue, right on time. A perfect boiling up for this entire generation. Median home value 47.2. Your median home could be purchased for less than $50,000. All right. Tuition fees, room and board at a four-year public university, $2,500 or less. $2,500 today would not get you a single class. A single class that would teach you absolutely nothing, mind you. Okay? New cars, $7,500. My motorcycle cost $7,500, and it was used. Gasoline, 86 cents per gallon. I can't buy water for 86 cents per gallon. All right, and like I said, on the right side, 79,000. This is 1990 money. So by the end of that decade, they did have a little bit of an increase in home value. Remember, that was when the internet was just beginning to take off. That dot-com bubble was just starting out, peaking and busting in 2001, ultimately. So let's continue on the thread. Well into the 1990s, median money income was $35,000 per family. Now remember the last slide, and I think it actually says it, yes, right below $79,000 for the median value of a home in 1990. So within a 3-year period, you could have earned enough money to potentially pay off a home, sans all the other costs of living, right? Food, groceries, whatever, or, whatever, insurance. Speaking of food, milk cost $1.42 per gallon in 1990. New cars cost on average $14,000 in 1990. And again, on the right side, I put a cap. Now this was a 2010 to 2019 decade, so you're going, over 20 years here. But it's a good comparison for their ascensionary period, on the come up. In the 1990s, everything's doing well, and then fast forward 20 plus years, and that's kind of our era, the 2010s, when I was coming of age, early 2000 or late 2000s, and then 2010s. Most millennials, I'm a young millennial, and Gen Zs as well. You can relate. Just look at the comparison. New car doubled. Home value, add $100K onto it. Just drop an extra $100K, no problem. And then tuition more than doubled as well. Right here at the bottom, I have a cost of living calculator. This is just a quick math. A $95,000 a year salary today, people nominally look at that and think that's a good salary. In real terms, if you were to go back to 1990s money, that is only $40,000 a year. The median money income in 1990 was $35,000. You're only $5K shy of what today nominally would be considered a good salary in comparative terms. Do you get the mathematics of that? Do you get the fact that our purchasing power, the overall devaluation of the currency, is almost unfathomable in this amount of time? This is end of empire type shit here. Okay, thank you. Reinvention. So let's hop back over here to the article. Next one up on the list is bucket listing. I think this actually began with them as a generation to have a bucket list of things you want to do before you die, because if there's anything that we've learned from the baby boomer generation, it is that they never die. Yeah, so I actually give them credit. They YOLO'd the shit out of stuff. They bucket listed the fuck out of us, melted our faces with their bucket lists. Good for them. Whatever. Self-actualization. This is an interesting take. Very peculiar set of psychology, considering the website, to claim self-actualization when you had an entire system, an entire world hegemonic system created off the back of 2 world wars, your ancestors and ours, your grandparents, talking to the boomers here, and your parents, literally sacrificing themselves to create a system to hand over to you on a golden platter for you to then smelt down to ash and hand to your children. Bucket listing, yes, they're going to get everything done in their life, regardless of what anyone else thinks. I give them credit on that. They definitely YOLO the shit out of things. Time, money, or initiative. They've never given a fuck about any of those. Community. Who the The man that wrote this article is retarded. He's a retarded boomer. He is literally he probably Googled core values of highly functional, effective civilizations and just copy pasted it. Community. Boomers don't have community. They create HOAs and they sue your ass. Okay. And so with community, you think about the actual infrastructure of the country around you. What supports you, the roads, the buildings, the telecommunications, everything that you don't see that functions on a daily basis, plumbing, electricity, etc., etc. You know, kind of like the core things of a civilization, right? That keeps you running. Almost necessary. Interesting quote here. Infrastructure as a percent of GDP began a steady decline around 1970s. Remember, 1980s, they're just coming in. So as their parents, the boomers' parents, are slowly handing down the reins, you know, passing the baton to them, the boomers are taking it, and they're like, oh, such a holy country. All right, fuck that. Steady decline post 1970 investment in infrastructure. Now I'm going to hop here because I've read actually several pages in this. It's actually quite interesting if you're a nerd like me. You don't have to read the whole thing, obviously. That's what I'm here for. Interesting chart. Now what is this? Is this a chart of Rom's love life? No, although quite accurate as well. It's a chart of total infrastructure GDP investment for this entire 1929 to 2019, 100 years roughly. What do we see here? Freaking plummet. Almost like it was done on purpose. Pew! Straight to the bottom, dude. Straight to the bottom. Hasn't spent a single second nor dime thinking about the future. Me, fuck you, me. They do not care to plant trees in shade they will never sit in. Ancient Greek proverb. Boomers are not about it, dude. They will literally murder you. Take everything you own. Wipe their butt with your clothing and move on. Community. Okay. Politics. Moving on. Purpose. Legacy. Okay. Let's just move on. This is shit.
The boomers made all this unearned money with their houses, with the stock market, with their jobs, where they could, yeah, as you said, like afford to have a wife at home and own a house and all this shit. And then they'd have they divorce, get another wife, fuck some Thai chick, like. And then the thing about boomers, why people want to kill them, and they not literally kill them, but they like the thought of them dying makes them feel peace, is because the boomer brags about it. The boomer's like, I'm not going to be here when the check comes. I'll be in the dirt, fuckface. And everyone's like, then die right now.
They are giddy at the prospect of the entire American experiment failing and the civilization going dark. Boomers are ebullient at that. They are sitting around pubs and casual restaurants, and they're sitting at country clubs, and they are actually very excited about the prospect of civilization crumbling because they are at the end of their life. The boomers never wanted their children to have better lives than they did.